Hi everyone, it's me, Sue Ralph with Birdcage Craft Studio, and I'm bringing my crafty tip from me to you. This is number 42, and I thought we'd have a little go at painting, but this is painting a little bit differently. This is painting with embossing powders. So over here I have got 4 different colours. I have got the Stampin' Up Tangerine Tango, Wild Wasabi, Gold and some Cherry Cobbler. I've also got a piece of white card, my embossing buddy, VersaMark ink pad, stamp pad, probably upside down as usual, and then I'm going to be using Stampin' Up's Wondrous Wreath, and I'm going to be using the large wreath here. So what we're going to do, make it fairly simple, is just to use the VersaMark and put some ink onto your ink pad, making sure that you cover it all over. Okay, I think that's pretty good. But before I do that, I'm just going to go over with my embossing buddy, and that just stops the static so that you won't get embossing powder sticking to around your image. So let's just stamp that up, put the top back on, and then I'm going to stamp that just in the middle because I'm just going to show you how to do this technique today, and then we'll go on how to make a card with it tomorrow. Okay, now because I have a little bit of ink left on there from when I used it last time, you can just about see the image of the wreath. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some colours of the embossing powder just to add colour to my wreath. So what I'm going to do very carefully, I'm just going to put some of the colour down in the various areas over the leaf. Okay, and I'm just going to keep it to one side at the moment, just a little bit, and then very carefully knock it off so as not to cover the rest of the leaves. Can you see how I've done that? And then I'm going to very carefully just tip that back in, and then I'm going to go back and put some at the bottom end so that I can then just tip that back in. Okay, so you can be as careful as you like. I'm going to be fairly quick because obviously I'm doing it on the video, but you can do as much or as little as you like on each colour. But this is just a fun way, I think, of doing something like this. Now because it's autumn, I wanted to make sure I'm using quite a lot of orange. There we go, so I think we're okay with the orange now. So pop that back in. And if you do get any left on your table afterwards, you can always mix the colours together because sometimes you can get some really nice effects doing that. So I'm going to put down some green, and I just want the green sort of on a couple of the outside little bits. So I'll just be very careful with that. And just keep sprinkling to where you want your colour. Okay. And then put a little bit more here, and you can always add more if you haven't quite got enough, but it's better to put down too little rather than too much and then know that you haven't got, you know, the right colour. You can't take any of it away, but you can always add a little bit more. Just a little bit just inside there, I think. Lovely, so that's my green. I'll just pop that back in to the green. And now I'm going to bring in a small amount of the red because I'm going to finish off with the gold. So let me just put a little bit of red. I'm trying to flick it straight over the top so it doesn't mix in with the other colour, so I lose, you know, room for my gold. I don't want too much red, but I just want just enough just to make it look like autumn leaves. Or maybe just a little here. As I said to you, you know, you can go back in and do as much or as little as you like. Okay, I think we're getting there. And a little bit of gold now, I think, because it's starting to look very golden out and about now. Tip that off. and have a look. Some over this side. A little in the middle here. There you go, you can see it's starting to take shape. I'm going to go back in, I think, with just a little bit more green. Oops, nearly missed the pot. Okay. I think I'm going to have just a little bit more green here. Because I've got most of the colour down now, it doesn't matter if I put a bit too much on, because I can just shake it off. So that's my green. And then I think I'll have just a smidge more red. You just keep checking to see where you want your colour. And then I think I'm just going to go back in with gold now and just make sure I cover all the rest that hasn't got anything on it. So I'm going to put quite a lot on it. And then just check, make sure you've got it all where you wanted it. Okay, make sure it's totally covered. I'm just giving a little bang to make sure it all comes off. Quick blow. And if you find that you have any little areas where the powder is stuck, you can just wipe it off with the paintbrush. So that's what it looks like now. I'm just going to get my heater, so it's going to be a bit noisy, I'm afraid. Leave it there to heat up a minute. Make sure that these don't get blown about. And back in with my picture. And as I said before, don't just hold it in one place, move it around, okay, and then as you're going along you'll find that it will start to melt and you'll be able to pick up the different shades in the wreath, and then once you've gone all the way round, hopefully that should be it. And if you have missed any little bits, you can always go back in with some VersaMark, especially the pen VersaMark's very good, and just add a little bit more ink, and then you can you know, put some more powder down. There we are. And that's that done. And you won't probably be able to see it so well. I'll see if I can try and get the light to catch it. But there we are. How to paint with embossing powders. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.